Train your ear to English. Hello, welcome to English Story Channel. Here, you will learn English through simple stories, useful tips, and easy practice. Start your journey today, improve step by step, and enjoy learning English with us. Part 1. Why listening is important. Learning English is not only about studying grammar or reading books. Listening is also very important. When you listen carefully, your ear starts to understand the sound of English. At first, it may feel strange. The words are fast, and sometimes you cannot catch them. But if you listen often, your brain starts to recognize the sounds. This is why listening is the first big step in learning a language. Before a child speaks, the child listens for many months. The same is true for us when we learn English. Listening helps you understand words in real situations. For example, when you read a word in a book, you only see the letters. But when you hear it, you also learn how it sounds. You understand the rhythm and the music of English. You start to hear the difference between short and long sounds. Slowly, you also learn the stress in sentences, the rising and falling tones, and the natural speed of speech. Reading is important, but listening gives life to the words. Another reason listening is important is vocabulary learning. Many people try to remember words by translating them into their own language. But this method is not always effective. If you listen often, you can learn words in context. For example, you hear someone say, "I am hungry, let's eat." Even if you don't know the word hungry, you understand it from the situation. Your brain connects the sound of the word with the meaning. This is a natural and strong way to learn. Listening also makes speaking easier. When you hear English every day, your mouth learns to copy the sounds. You do not need to think too much about grammar. Instead, your brain remembers the rhythm and the common phrases you hear. For example, if you often listen to, "How are you?" and "I am fine, thank you," you will say these sentences naturally without much effort. Speaking comes from listening, just like music. A musician listens to music before playing. A language learner listens before speaking. It is normal to feel frustrated at the beginning. You may think, "I don't understand anything. Why should I listen?" But this feeling is part of the process. Even when you do not understand every word, your ear is training. Your brain is collecting sounds. One day, suddenly, you will understand a sentence without translation. This moment is very exciting, and it happens only if you keep listening. Patience is the key. Listening can also connect you with culture. When you listen to English speakers in movies, songs, or podcasts, you do not only learn the words. You also learn how people use them. You hear jokes, emotions, and everyday expressions. This makes your English more natural. For example, textbooks often teach, "Hello, how are you?" But in movies you may hear, "Hey, what's up?" Both are greetings, but they are used in different ways. Listening gives you this cultural knowledge. There are many ways to practice listening. You can listen to music, watch movies with subtitles, or listen to simple English podcasts. You can also listen while doing other activities, like walking or cooking. The important thing is to make listening part of your daily life. Even 10 minutes every day can make a big difference. Regular practice is better than long but rare practice. It is like exercise. A little every day makes you strong. When you listen, do not worry too much about understanding every single word. Focus on the general idea. Ask yourself, who is speaking? What are they talking about? What is the main message? This skill is called listening for the gist. It is very useful because in real life you do not need to understand 100% of every sentence. You only need to understand enough to follow the conversation. This makes you feel more relaxed and confident. Another good method is to listen to the same material many times. The first time, you may only understand a few words. The second time, you catch more. The third time, even more. Each time, your brain is making stronger connections. Do not be afraid to repeat. Repetition is not boring, it is training. Just like athletes repeat exercises to build muscles, language learners repeat listening to build strong ears. It is also helpful to combine listening with reading. For example, you can read the transcript of a podcast while listening. This way, you see the words and hear the sounds together. Later, you can listen without the text. This step-by-step practice will make you more confident. Over time, your ear will become faster, and you will not need the text. You will simply understand. Finally, remember that listening is a skill. Like any skill, it needs time and practice. You cannot expect to be perfect in one day. But if you listen every day, even for a short time, you will improve. One day you will notice, I can understand more than before. That is the result of training your ear. Part 2. Everyday listening practice. Listening to English does not only happen in the classroom. You can practice listening every day, even when you are busy. The secret is to make English a natural part of your daily life. When you use English often, your ear gets stronger step by step. You do not need to understand everything. You just need to hear English again and again. In this way, your brain becomes familiar with the sounds. One of the easiest ways to practice is with songs. Music is everywhere, and it is a fun way to train your ear. Choose simple songs with clear voices. Pop songs or children's songs are usually easier than fast rap or heavy rock. Listen to the same song many times. At first, you may only hear one or two words. Later, you will catch more. You can even read the lyrics and sing along. Singing is a great way to practice pronunciation without stress. Another method is watching movies or TV shows. In the beginning, use subtitles in your language. Later, switch to English subtitles. Finally, try watching without subtitles. Choose shows that are not too difficult. Children's cartoons, simple sitcoms, or short YouTube videos are a good start. Do not worry if you cannot understand everything. The pictures and actions will help you. Slowly, your ear will get used to the speed of real English. Podcasts are also very useful. Many podcasts are made for English learners. They use simple words and speak more slowly. You can listen to them while walking, cooking, or traveling. Even 10 minutes a day is helpful. Some apps allow you to slow down the speed, so you can catch the words more clearly. Later, you can increase the speed to train your ear to normal conversation. Reading and listening together can make practice stronger. For example, you can listen to an audiobook while reading the same text. This way, your eyes see the words and your ears hear the sounds at the same time. After some practice, try listening without the text. You will notice that your brain already knows the sounds because you connected them with the written words before. It is important to listen regularly. Short, daily practice is better than a long session once a week. Imagine learning to play the guitar. If you practice for 10 minutes every day, you improve faster than if you only practice for 2 hours on Saturday. The same is true for listening. Your ear needs training every day, even if it is just a little. You can also change the way you listen. Sometimes listen passively, and sometimes listen actively. Passive listening means playing English in the background while you are doing something else. For example, you can play a podcast while cleaning your room. You do not focus 100%, but your ear still hears the sounds. Active listening means focusing fully on the words. You may stop the audio, repeat, or write down what you hear. Both types of listening are useful, and together they give balance. Listening does not always need technology. You can also practice with people. If you have friends who speak English, spend time with them. If you join an English club or conversation group, you will hear natural speech. Even listening quietly is useful. Do not be shy if you cannot answer. Just listening is already practice. Later, you will be ready to speak more. Sometimes you may feel bored or tired. This is normal. To keep motivation, choose topics you enjoy. If you like sports, listen to English news about your favorite team. If you like cooking, watch English recipes on YouTube. When the topic is interesting, your brain listens more actively. English becomes not just a subject, but a part of your hobbies and passions. Remember that listening is not about perfection. You do not need to understand every single word. In real life, even native speakers sometimes miss words. The goal is to understand the main idea. Over time, your ear will catch more details. Be patient with yourself. Every minute of listening is helping you. Your progress may feel slow, but it is real. Part 3. From words to sentences. Listening to individual words is important, but understanding full sentences is even more powerful. When you hear words together in a sentence, you begin to understand how English sounds in real life. English is not a list of separate words. Words connect and form rhythms, patterns, and meaning. Training your ear to hear sentences helps you understand real conversations, not just single words. At the beginning, you may notice that English sentences sound very fast. Some words seem to disappear. For example, in spoken English, I am going to often sounds like I'm gonna. Your brain needs time to get used to these changes. Listening to full sentences every day helps you notice these small differences. Over time, you will recognize words even when they sound different from the written form. One useful method is to listen to simple stories or dialogues. Children's stories are perfect for this. They have short sentences and clear pronunciation. Start with a story that is easy to understand. Listen several times. The first time, focus on the main idea. The second time, try to catch more words. The third time, pay attention to sentence structure. Slowly, your brain will understand how words fit together naturally. Another helpful technique is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and immediately repeating it out loud. You do not need to understand every word at first. The goal is to copy the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the melody of English. Shadowing helps your brain connect listening and speaking. Your ear recognizes the sounds, and your mouth learns to produce them. This is a very effective exercise for beginners and intermediate learners. It is also important to notice common sentence patterns. In English, some phrases repeat often. For example, how are you? I don't know, and can you help me? Listening to these phrases many times will help you understand conversations quickly. When you hear them in different situations, your brain remembers the pattern. You start to recognize the words automatically without thinking about translation. Listening to sentences also improves your understanding of grammar naturally. Instead of learning rules from a book, your brain notices them in context. For example, you hear, she is reading a book, many times. You understand that is, verb, ing shows an action happening now. When you hear the same structure again, you remember it. This method makes grammar easier and more natural to use. You can also practice by repeating short dialogues. Record a dialogue or use a video, and listen carefully. Then, pause and repeat each sentence. Try to match the pronunciation and speed. At first, it may feel difficult. That is normal. With daily practice, you will notice improvement. Your ear will recognize sentences faster, and your speech will sound more natural. Listening for small details in sentences is another important skill. Pay attention to linking words, prepositions, and contractions. In spoken English, words often connect. For example, what are you doing? Sounds like, what you doing? When you practice listening to full sentences, you notice these small changes. This awareness helps you understand conversations without asking people to repeat everything. It is helpful to mix listening and reading at the sentence level. For example, you can read a short story while listening to the audio. Follow along with the sentences. Later, listen without reading. Your ear will already know the sounds, and your brain will understand the meaning. This combination trains both listening and reading skills simultaneously. Another useful exercise is to summarize what you hear. After listening to a short story or dialogue, try to tell it in your own words. Do not worry if your vocabulary is small. Use the words you know. This exercise trains your comprehension and helps your brain focus on sentences rather than individual words. Over time, you will notice that you can understand longer sentences more easily. Finally, be patient and consistent. Learning to understand sentences takes time. Do not give up if you do not understand everything immediately. Listening every day, even for a short time, will make a difference. Each day, your ear becomes stronger, your comprehension improves, and your confidence grows. Remember, words are important, but sentences are the real key to understanding English in real life. Part 4. Building long-term listening habits. Learning English listening skills is not a one-day task. It is a journey that takes time and daily practice. The key is to make listening a natural part of your life. When you practice every day, even for a few minutes, your ear starts to understand English better. Over time, you will notice that you understand more and more without translation. Consistency is the most important factor in long-term improvement. The first step is to create a daily routine. Find a specific time each day to listen to English. It could be in the morning while having breakfast, during your commute, or before going to bed. Even 10 to 15 minutes every day is very effective. Your brain loves routine. When listening becomes a habit, it is easier and more natural. You do not have to force yourself. It becomes part of your lifestyle. It is also important to vary your listening materials. Listen to music, podcasts, movies, short stories, and conversations. This variety helps your brain get used to different voices, speeds, and accents. At first, it is normal to feel confused. One speaker may speak quickly, another slowly. Different accents can sound strange. But exposure to variety is very useful. The more you listen, the easier it becomes to understand everyone. Patience is essential. Sometimes you may feel frustrated because you do not understand everything. Do not give up. Even if you understand only a little, your brain is training. Each sound, word, and sentence you hear is creating connections in your memory. Improvement may feel slow, but it is real. Remember, learning a language is like planting a tree. You water it every day, and after time, it grows strong and tall. When your ear is trained, your mouth follows. You will start to repeat phrases automatically. Your pronunciation becomes better because your brain knows the correct sounds. Listening and speaking work together. The more you listen, the more confident you feel speaking. This is why daily practice is important for both understanding and communication. Another helpful tip is to set small goals. For example, listen to one short podcast every day, or watch a 2-minute video without subtitles. Try to understand the main idea. Each small success motivates you to continue. Small goals create big results over time. Celebrate these small achievements. They are the steps to fluency. It is also useful to take notes while listening. Write down new words, phrases, or sentences you hear. Later, review them and try to use them in your own sentences. This activity connects listening with speaking and writing. It helps your brain remember vocabulary and sentence patterns. Over time, you will see progress in all 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Don't forget passive listening. Play English in the background while you do daily activities. Your brain absorbs sounds even if you are not focused 100%. Listening does not always have to be active. Passive exposure is very effective, especially over long periods. You will start noticing words and phrases without consciously trying. Finally, motivation is the key. Enjoy the process. Listen to topics you like: music, hobbies, sports, or cooking. When you are interested in the topic, listening becomes fun, not a task. Remember that every minute of listening helps you improve. The more you enjoy it, the faster you learn. Congratulations! You have learned how to train your ear to English. Remember, listening is a skill, and every skill takes time to develop. Be patient, practice every day, and make listening part of your life. Use songs, movies, podcasts, stories, and conversations. Repeat sentences, notice patterns, and enjoy the sounds of English. Do not worry if you do not understand everything at first. Each day you listen, your brain becomes stronger. Small steps lead to big progress. You are building habits that will help you not only understand English but also speak more naturally and confidently. Thank you for watching this video and joining this journey. Keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, enjoy learning English. Your ear is your first step to understanding, and now you know how to train it. Keep going, and your English will grow day by day.